Welcome to the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
We have a great show lineup for you. We have Lucio and Linda Parelli, both world-renowned equestrians, here with us in the studio. Very excited about that. We also have Becky Jenkins from Grateful Gallops. She's going to chat a little bit about another four-legged animal, the dog. And of course, we have Dr. Adam Cayot, and he is going to talk about pre-purchase exams. Here is Dr. Cayot.
We're going to talk a little bit about pre-purchase exam. Dr. Cayot, what's the first thing you do?
Well, generally with the pre-purchase exam, obviously it's a complete examination of the horse. So I always start at the head and work my way to the tail, basically. The first thing I do is I will check their teeth for a couple things. One, to see what condition the teeth are in. The other thing is to kind of confirm the age of the horse as best you can. That's certainly more art than science, but you can get a fairly good idea of the age of the horse. And so I just want to make sure that that matches up fairly closely within a year or so. Then I check their eyes, make sure they can see. I don't do a full ophthalmologic or exam, but certainly I get a light, I shine it in their eyes, make sure they have a normal pupillary light reflex, and then I do a menace response. So I like flash my hand at their eye to make sure they can see, make sure they blink. So that's what I want them to do. I want them to blink. If I pat towards their eye real quickly, that gives me an indication that they can see my hand. And then I'll put my ears on, my stethoscope, I'll listen to their throat, I'll listen to their heart, lungs, guts. Annika, my assistant, she'll typically take their temperature, make sure they have their temperatures normal. Then I work my way around, so I typically listen to the left side first, work my way around to the right side. I'll listen to the heart on the right side, listen to the lungs and the guts on the right side. Then I'll palpate down their neck, feeling for any discomfort that they may have in palpation there. I work down my leg, so I'm palpating, then I work down the neck, down the front leg, and I'm palpating the limb to make sure there's no odd bumps, lumps or whatever that shouldn't be there. Then I palpate across their back to see if there's any soreness to that palpation, and then across their croup and their rump to see if there's any soreness there. Palpate down the hind limb, same thing, feeling for any odd lumps and bumps. Then I go back to the left side, again, palpate down the neck, down the front leg, palpate the back again from that side, palpate down the rump, over the croup and the rump, and then palpate down the left hind leg, same thing. Next, I'll get the hoof tester. I'll pick up the left front foot typically. I'll put the hoof tester on the foot all the way around, feeling for, or looking for a response of discomfort.
Any
to
kind
the
of
hoof tester.
tenderness.
Right, tenderness. So they should not really respond at all. The other thing I'm looking at there is what are they shod in? Or do they have shoes on at all? If they have shoes on, is it just a regular steel plate? Is it aluminum plate? Or they have pads? Do they have a wedge? Any of those things that would be good to note. And then I do that to the left hind and then work myself around to the right front, same thing, right hind. After that's done, I'll bring them out. I'll watch them walk away from me, 10, 15 yards, and then walk back. And as they're walking, I'm just looking at their gait. I'm looking at their foot placement. I'm looking at their conformation, because in that regard, you can see a lot of things. Are they toeing in? Do they toe out? What's the hind leg hind limbs look like? Do they toe in, toe out? And then I ask them to trot. So we'll get a trot on a baseline, and I'm looking for obviously lameness on the baseline. Obviously, if they're lame on the baseline, then we have an issue, but most of the time they are not. And then I start my flexions. So I will...
Flexions are when you're holding the leg up?
Yeah, that's when I'm flexing the joint. So I typically do the knee. I do basically two flexions, a limb. So I'll do the knee and the fetlock on the front legs, and I'll do the fetlock, what I call the spavin flexion, which basically flexes the hock and the stifle.
And the stifle, yeah.
Right. The flexions obviously stress the joint and can give us some indication if there's something that's uncomfortable in that joint that we might not see on baseline.
So have them jog right off that 3, 2, 1. And then,
I'll flex them. I'll 3, 2, 1, and then I'll have them jog away from me and then jog back. And I'm looking for any lameness that might be caused by the flexion. I'll do that all the way around on all 4 limbs, looking for the same thing. Then typically I will work them in a circle on a lunge line, walk, trot, canter, both directions, and we'll do that because sometimes when the forces are applied differently on the circle, you'll see a lameness that might not occur in a straight line. So it's really important to do that. Most of the time I do it on a lunge line. Sometimes I'll have a rider up. Just kind of depends on the buyer. A lot of times I don't think necessarily you have to have a rider up. There's some vets that always put a rider up. But sometimes you don't have a rider to ride the horse. So whatever seems to work out best. It's real convenient just to put the horse on the lunge line for me and
then see the difference in the circle from what you saw on the straight line, so you can see if there's any additional stress or changes.
Right. So and I'm looking at the horse from the side as opposed to front and back. I'm looking at the horse from the side so I can really see foot placement and how they're tracking. I can see the transitions up, down, from trot to canter, canter back to trot to walk. Are they smooth, or do they have even transitions? Are they, when they come down, or do they have an abnormality in the gait or any of those things? So you can see all that stuff on the circle and on the lunge line. And then the one that we did today, they didn't want any other diagnostics or anything else, so that horse was free to go at that time. But this will be then the time that I do x-rays if they need it, or blood work, or ultrasound, or whatever. At that point, that's what I would do as far as the pre-purchase exam goes. So
and then in this case, they wanted some vaccines, cog-ins, and a health certificate to travel. Right.
So they didn't want any x-rays. I think the horse already had some x-rays, so that wasn't a big deal. But so that's what I would do, and then I'd read the x-rays or the diagnostics that they did, and make a report. And the thing about a pre-purchase exam is it's not a guarantee that this horse is going to be able to do whatever you want to do. It's basically a snapshot of the health and soundness of the horse that day. Obviously, it can go out tomorrow and bow a tendon, hurt itself or do whatever.
Right. But at least they know at this point, right?
Gives you an idea of what you have and the risk level that you're undertaking, going forward and doing what you want to do.
And certainly any obvious things that are very noticeable would show up at that point. So,
a lot of things. Yep, certainly. Not everything shows up, but it's it's a great window opportunity that we have as far as looking at the horse, and it's it's a bit of an insurance policy for the buyer, and
I'd say you've done it a few times from watching.
Oh God, yeah. A few times.
A few times.
A few thousand times, so, at this point.
So there's a limited kind of a sort of a pre-purchase exam all the way to as much as you actually want.
Sure. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of how much risk as a buyer you want to undertake. Obviously, the more I do, the more the pre-purchase costs for you, but the less risk you have.
Makes sense.
Because you know more about the horse. So
spot on.
So
Thank you.
You bet.
Dr. Adam Cayot with Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, telling us all about a pre-purchase exam. Louisa, Barton for the Horse Talk Show.
Dr. Adam Cayot. And we have some very special guests in the studio with us for the next couple of segments. We're very excited about having Linda and Louis back here with us. But before we get to all the good stuff in those two segments, Linda has something very exciting to tell us about.
Is it a book?
It is.
It is my first fiction book because I write curriculum. And my business partner, Andrew, said, you need to write a book that will tell stories that people can relate to, because a lot of people don't want education directly, but you can educate through a book. So The Little Horse That Couldn't is dedicated to people who never had a voice, which is often, where horses are at. They try to express their opinions and people just think it's disobedience. And so it tells her story of a little baby horse and going through different owners and what happened to her and trainers who were ignorant, and then of course she ends up at Happy Horse Haven. And the whole premise of the book is that, many kind of self-help or inspirational books are about you can do it and you can be brave and you just have to be confident. This is more about your community and the people that you surround yourself with.
I love this.
Yeah.
And Kylie Mae, if you're watching, I have your copy right here because you did the artwork.
Yes.
We've got to go to break.
Illustrations inside are Kylie.
It's so exciting. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Center in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business. My wife Sarah and I are horse owners ourselves and know what matters most to a farm owner, with the safety of their horses being of utmost importance to us. Pat Myers Electric can light up your arena and make sure your horse's barn is safe and protected. Pat Myers Electric is the horseman's choice. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
Veteran-owned Wide Automotive, that's WEIDE, is a beacon of automotive excellence in Ocala. Founded on integrity and expertise with unwavering dedication in all operations, we seek to forge lasting relationships with our clients. Whether you have one vehicle or a fleet, we pledge our best effort in quality service. From repairs, diagnostics, tire repair and replacement, diesel engine work, horse trailers, car batteries, wheel alignments, fuel systems, and more. Discover more at wideautomotive.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
It's so nice to have you both back here with us.
Thank you for having us. And of course, it's all for a great cause, which is the Horsemen's Symposium.
Absolutely.
This upcoming weekend. Big event in Ocala.
Yes, at the
horse capital of the world.
That's right, Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, because we didn't have enough events in March already, and we thought, you know what?
'Tis the season.
That's right. People are going to come into the horse capital of the world for March, and they're just going to get it all, because it's all going on. But how exciting to have 2 days at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion and have some top people come together all in one place, where people can get all sorts of different ideas and knowledge all in one place. I think that's amazing to do that, because quite often, you know, you can go to a clinic with one, but it's one. Now you're going to get so many different people that are experts in the horse world. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's ever been one in Ocala.
I don't know that there has been, has there?
Hasn't.
Yeah, and yet, you know, it's the horse capital of the world, and they're all in different areas like Ohio or I don't know where they all are, Wisconsin, but nothing here.
I know.
Until now.
It's until now.
Yeah, we're happy
And by
to be
the
part
way,
of it.
for those who are listening on the radio and not watching, I just have to tell you that if you don't have one of these vests, you need one. I have on a Happy Horse, Happy Life, most gorgeous navy
But
vest
you won't be able to
that
get the
I
one
love.
with the Horse Talk Show put on it.
No, that's true. Well, you know, could for a fee. No, I love it. I just want to say thank you so much.
Well,
It's
thank
so
you for wearing
beautiful.
it.
Yes,
And the shirt.
And the shirt. Yes, I am still going to do that photo shoot with all the different shirts. I'm
I love
going to
it.
get it done because I love them. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
For the Horsemen's Symposium, Linda has the most connections to all the participants. So what is your perspective on all the individuals that you've influenced that now are going to present with you?
It's quite bizarre, actually, for me, because, you know, for the last 35 years, I was part of helping launch a lot of careers. And of course, there's a handful of those people that made it really big, you know, have become very popular, are doing really well. Pete, Jay, Ryan. Am I missing
Ryan
anybody?
was just at
Ryan Rose?
he was just at Road to
Road to
the
the
Horse.
Horse, that's right. So it's pretty exciting to be there with my little chickens, you know, and just see what they're doing. It's I don't know the right word for it. It's quite an honor, really.
I suppose it's a lot like when you see kids you've raised go off to college or go off into successful careers, and you think, oh, that's awesome, you know, that you're happy for them, or if they go off and have a family or whatever they do, and you can say, oh, you know, that you had a part of that. And so it must be a lot like that when you see successful people that learnt, you know, all of their basics with you, and maybe they wouldn't be where they are. Probably not.
Well, it's an honor to have been part of their career, really. But it's kind of funny because, you know, thinking back 20, 30 years, I would never have thought, well, one day I'll be at an expo with all these guys, you know. It's fantastic.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've also had influence on Lucio, on his
absolutely
journey from not the dressage part, but
deep influence.
Yeah, not the dressage part. He's influencing me with that part.
There you go.
Well, I have to say that gracias a Linda and Pat that I met in 2000, I changed completely my approach. All my techniques were the same, but my way to deal with horses, to understand the behavior and my strategies. When I was planning where to go, what to achieve, how to train, or goals to get, has been absolutely changed. What I call tactical approaches has been really different. Gracias there.
And let me tell you, he is quite expert at the mental emotional part and reading horses and helping them to become more centered and connected. And he's writing a book called Dressage Trainer Secrets. And the very first chapter of the book is about horse psychology and behavior. And I was thinking I was going to have to write that, or that he'd ask me to write it. So I asked him to write it. And I'm telling you, he's written it better than I could have. Yeah, I was blown away. He said, I send you this from Spain. What do you think? I'm like, there's no edits, nothing. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, really good, really impressive.
Now, Louis, tell us, through your career, you have been so successful, you're an Olympic rider. What would you say the biggest changes are in how you now are with horses since the two of you's first interaction? What's the biggest difference?
You see, riding or...
That's on my horse in Denver, yeah.
Riding, training for a hobby, for whatever discipline, competing in dressage as me, or whatever other options, is a teamwork with horses. And then understanding how they think, how they feel, why they act as they act, is a big difference. And then my knowledge about horse psychology was zero. We use tools to make them do things. We are good about influencing the body, and just use the pressure, the repetition. I was really hard and basic in my strategies. But when you begin to know how they feel, how they act, why they act like that, and you know the basic patterns in psychology that they are living in, the approach to horses is absolutely different. And then you understand them, you are more efficient, you are a better partner, and that makes a big difference, not only in the riding enjoyment, also in the performance and in the results.
Absolutely, and must make for a much happier horse as well. Absolutely. At the end of the day, when they enjoy doing the job and they enjoy being with you, right? The interaction's positive.
Yeah, because in the beginning, I think any one of us, everyone has a purpose to get success or to get business or money or results or fame. But when you get a little of that success, which is the purpose, the goal, then you begin to realize that the magic thing is the journey to get it and the relation with the horse. And I have to say thank you to Linda, because she has had an enormous influence to help me to understand and to be passionate about the journey. And now I really enjoy more the how than the what. In the past I was just wanted to make it, but now it's how I make it, how it feels, how it's for the horse, and this is
it's
a game changer.
True. We always talk about, many years, we always talked about growing up in England, how the journey is just as important as the destination. So if you're on a train, you know, and you're traveling somewhere, you have a goal to get somewhere on that train, but along the way there are all these stops, and the journey, looking out the window, enjoying all the sights, all the stops that maybe you make on that way is so important. And sometimes I think, especially in the horse world, people get so focused on the goal and the destination that they don't enjoy getting there.
And it's also something more cruel, is that we have not been trained to understand horse behavior. We have been trained to ride, how to use our body, how to use tools to influence them, but how they think, why they act as they act, this is not a tradition. Probably you here in US, you have a little bit more tradition about thinking about horse ecology and horsemanship than in Europe. In Europe, they are very strong, of course, in the sport movement, but it's hardly understood why horses behave as they behave, and many times we are wrong, trying to figure out why they do things that they do.
So true. And I actually want to come right off that in the next segment with actually another England mention, because we didn't grow up with that at all, you know, and I think it was a huge missing piece. I certainly hope horsemen in England have the benefit of that by now, and I'm sure they do, because all of this travels worldwide, which is a really good thing. We will be back, and we have Linda and Lewis with us again for another segment, so stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
Grateful for the foundation of excellence laid over 40 years ago by their founders, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care continues to provide excellence in ambulatory and emergency care, surgery, internal medicine and sports medicine, with a lab and pharmacy, as well as the best in reproductive services at their Advanced Facility Centre in Summerfield. For more information, find them at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now.
DAC Vitamins and Minerals has been making a world of difference for 35 years. Do you know what sets DAC apart? We use chelation minerals from Alltech, which allows for better absorption. DAC is the only supplement company Alltech provides ingredients for. We have our nutritionist, Performance Horse Nutrition, NASP, which is the quality seal, which guarantees our products and ensures our use of quality ingredients. DAC gives you a guaranteed analysis in every 1 ounce scoop, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Doesn't your partner deserve the best? Visit feeddac.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934, manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
We're a unique, tough breed. We work long, hard hours making sure your horses are healthy and properly shod because, well, we farriers know horses perform better when they're properly shod and healthy. You want quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices, and you won't settle for anything less.
TT Distributors is dedicated to quality horse products, supplements, and farrier supplies at affordable prices. Racehorse or a pasture pony, TT Distributors has what you need. 7715 West Highway 40, Ocala.
D&N Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, D&N Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of north central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have been chatting to two icons in the horse world, world-renowned Linda Parelli and Lucio. So grateful to have you guys here and to have you as friends. It's so important and special. And I think I mentioned to you when you got here, Linda, that Becky Jenkins, who's here with us from Grateful Gallops, was like, Linda Parelli? Who's going to be there? Oh, and I love how she was so, kind of like we are Googling. And it is.
That's
it's just
lovely.
It's an honor to have you here. And
Thank
people,
you.
when people hear your name, they always go, "Wow."
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it is.
I've polarized some people in the past,
You should feel loved.
I do. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
So this weekend at the Horseman Symposium at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, we're going to see a variety of different horsemanship demonstrations. How have you guys figured out not what you're going to do? Have you had discussions about how it's all going to flow and all the different kind of thoughts and ideas, or are you just going to do your thing and enjoy it?
We're going to do our thing.
Do our thing. I mean, yes, we put in what we wanted to do. We had to fill out a thing that said,
Here's
these
what
are
we're presenting.
we want to present. I had a riding thing I wanted to present and a liberty thing I wanted to present. And then Donna Blim put it all together and said,
Well done, Donna Blim.
yeah, you guys
Yeah.
do this and do that. And then we would make sure that we weren't overlapping things.
Right. I was gonna
Linda's
ask
not going
that.
to do a liberty. Lucio's not going to do a liberty. I'm not going to do dressage riding. I'm not going to do the things that Linda's going to do, or Jake or Ryan or
It's a good variety.
Yes,
really.
it really is. It's going to be an excellent
And everyone's got
opportunity.
their kind of specialties, So I think it would be great.
No, I think it's going to be a phenomenal opportunity to learn a lot. And is there a theme throughout, which is relationship with the horse, or?
Yeah, because it's horsemen's symposiums.
Yes.
So, when you talk about horsemen, then it's people who are involved with the horse in every way, mentally, emotionally, physically, on the ground and riding. And it's multidiscipline because it doesn't, we're dressed in English gear and Pete and the boys are all in Western cowboy hats, so it's non-denominational in that way.
It is. Yeah, no, you're right.
It's all about the horse and, how do we get the best relationship possible and make training something that they love to do instead of feel forced to do.
Something they look forward to.
Yeah.
And what you're going to find is we're all going to talk about each other's demo. So we're going to have, I'm starting off, but I'm sure Linda will mention something I said or something that Lewis said or Jake said or vice versa. We're going to say, well, remember when Linda said this? This is me going more in depth or in my interpretation of it.
And is there a kind of a plan of how much time everybody has to do theirs? Is that kind of
Yeah,
the
we
way
have
it's
an
laid
hour,
out?
an hour each, in the
Oh, nice.
presentations.
Nice.
Something, because this is the first time Lewis has done anything like this. And so we've been talking a little bit about it.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I mean, he's
Wow.
presented at conferences,
Yeah.
but, and ridden at Olympics.
Yes.
But to do a presentation like this, I think is
Yeah.
probably the first time.
Especially with these different kind of experts around, who makes me really interested about what we're going to have.
And that horse you just saw on there, I should have said it a little earlier, is really one of the stars of the show too. Here he is, Levante.
Yeah, this is a becoming
Beautiful.
5 years old, who was imported from Spain some months ago, who has followed the horse talk program from Linda, and
How to talk horse.
how
to talk horse.
sorry, horse talk, yeah,
This is
how
horse
to
talk.
talk
Yeah,
horse
it's okay. It can be
from
both.
Linda, and it's really incredible, giving feelings of partnership and understanding and offering to the rider whatever. Even though he has not have any technical training, we are going to show it because I think it's magical harmony.
And I think it's going to be wonderful to see how Lewis presents things on the ground first and what he's looking for. And when you see how he applies the ground skills at this level is incredible. And you see horses moving in a whole different way with no gadgets on them or anything. It's just because the horse is connected and engaged with him. And then he'll show how that relates to when he rides him.
Exactly.
And how he's, all the simple things done with a high level of excellence and precision. It's very inspiring.
I can't wait to see
Yeah, we
that.
can all feel a bit sloppy after we watch Lewis because it's very precise.
And also in a very new place with, let's hope, full of people and ambience, will be quite a little interesting and challenging for us. And that's really nice to see that and to share with everybody the opinions and our strategies and look the others and have a great time. And I'm sure that when we will finish, I will be more understanding and I will learn a lot about everyone around.
Well, I was going to say we got set up for these kind of things through Pat and Linda all of us.
All our tours.
Yeah, on tour stops and demos at open houses and stuff like that. So this is old hat for us.
And you know, somebody was saying to me today that they were trying to talk their friends into coming, and they were saying, "Oh, well, we can just watch a demo on YouTube, or we can watch free demos anytime." This is not a demo. This is a lot of education that's going to be packed into 2 days from some very skilled presenters.
And we're getting away from the live action that you cannot feel on a video.
Oh, you got to be there.
Yeah.
You got to be there.
I used to go and watch you and Pat so many times, and I got that feeling of being there was way more powerful than just watching a video.
That's like a horse revival.
Right.
Well, it's like, I remember why, and this is the community, you know.
I mean, it's the difference between you need your horse fix, and if you can look at videos and photos on your phone, or you can go and see your horse if your horse doesn't live at home with you, and the difference is
time to get out of the
totally
house.
different, absolutely totally different. And if you don't get to actually witness that connection between the horse and the person, then you missed it all.
And there's no edits.
Yes,
that's the key.
So it's like this show then.
Right.
I love it.
But that's what people don't realize is, like, I'm using my horses that they can do their own thing, and then I'm going to have to get them back, but show how I do that. Most people aren't going to show that. They're going to edit it. When I use the other horse that I'm using, he's a character, so he might do things that he's never done before, and I've got to, in the moment, get him back, just like what Lewis is going to do when he's riding the horse. He might be totally different in front of that crowd.
It's going to be a very exciting weekend. So if you're not already booked to be there, you should be at the Horseman Symposium.
Don't
yes,
miss it.
at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion.
Do we have a couple of seconds to say what I'm hoping to achieve?
Absolutely.
Also?
You have 2 minutes left.
I have 2 minutes. Well, I won't
Yes,
be greedy
you
and
do.
use the whole thing. But one of the things that I'm very passionate about helping people to understand is, you know, everybody can teach a horse walk, trot, canter. Not everybody. Flying changes, spins, all of that kind of thing. But how do you tell a horse not to be tense? How do you tell a horse to be lighter and softer? How do you tell a horse to self-regulate? They're the things that I'm really, trying to help people understand now. Because we can all hold reins and use our spurs and make horses do things, even in a nice way, telling them to do. But what you'll see, especially with what Lewis does and what I do, is that we get the horse to manage itself. So one of your comments, actually, which I use a lot, is don't make the horse half pass. Teach him to half pass. And he says, if you can't give the reins and the horse continue what it's doing, you haven't taught him anything.
And I love that, because I always
It's
say,
huge.
what I always say to my students when they go to show is, was that test on your technique, or was that test on what your horse understood? So did you let them come off the rail and get the points taken off?
Yeah. It's going to be an exciting weekend in Ocala. Very quickly, how do people get the little horse that couldn't?
Go to lindaparelli.com.
Yes, and they can get your book.
It'll be on there in the shop. And it's also happyhorsehappylife.com. But if you go lindaparelli.com, it'll just take you to the same site.
And for
Thank
you
you very
guys,
much.
50% off Grateful Gallops for your very, very first visit for both of you.
Thank you.
And I don't know that you want one of these, Lewis, but I got one for Linda. You're welcome to have one as well if you'd like.
Fit
I'm
my
not
dog
going
in
to
it.
call it a fanny pack because it's inappropriate where I come from, so
Yes,
it's a bum
me too.
bag. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you on the weekend.
Love you both. Yes, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Pat Myers, owner of Pat Myers Electric, a family-owned and operated business founded on both trust and integrity. From new installations to repairs and emergencies, Pat Myers Electric's team of professionals can handle it all. Pat Myers Electric, for all your current needs. Discover more at patmyerselectric.com.
The Larson family has been farming hay in Idaho for generations, with a mission to always provide high-quality hay products at a fair and reasonable price. Larson Hay loves to meet new customers while always honoring the ones they already have. Find Larson Hay on the web at larsonhay.com, like them on Facebook, and definitely visit one of their locations. Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and our television broadcast sponsor. It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus! Buy a copper curry brush or Red Repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. She's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And in the studio, we have very dear friend Becky Jenkins from Grateful Gallops, and we are so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you're still feeling a little bit like, oof, or are you okay?
I'm okay. The dog helped.
The dog helped. So, Becky, we've had you on the show before, but for anybody that wasn't tuned into that particular, let's have a little overview of everything you do before we start on the specific canine side of things.
So, for horses and dogs, I am certified to do massage, cold laser, cryotherapy, cupping, stretching, red light, cold laser.
A lot of things.
Craniosacral release. Yes.
A lot of things.
Yes. And then on the human side, cryotherapy. I can do muscle scraping on dogs, horses, and humans.
So a lot.
A lot.
A lot
yes.
of therapy.
Yes.
And you like the scientific part of all of that.
Yes.
Yes.
Science backs everything that I do. And it's all about the science.
And you are absolutely all for people having veterinarians and following their protocols and advice. You are complementing and helping to improve the possibility of healing and comfort and all of that.
I like to work with the vets, not against them. So if a vet wants something specific or is looking for some type of response, I work with them and the owners. If there's x-rays, if there's ultrasounds, any of that stuff, I like to look at that, see what I'm working with. I do meet with veterinarians when they request it. I was just at the Chi Institute with my dog yesterday and had met with the doctors, and we were going through different things, and they actually gave me some things to help my specific situation. So I'm always trying to learn from those that are in the field more than I am.
And you're also a veteran.
Yes.
And you're also on the mounted unit. Yes. And all kinds of good things. So you're getting lots of horse experience with you, a background of being a horse owner, rider.
Yes. I grew up around horses. My maternal grandmother was a hunter-jumper trainer, and my aunt and my cousin did fox hunting. And then I did, when I was up north, I did dressage and cross country, and I did 4-H growing up. And we did, through the city of Richmond, we were on the horses doing reenactments and things like that.
That's fun. So lots of horse background for you. So very good at reading horse behavior. I noticed the first time you met my horse, I noticed how you interacted with him, that you went really, really slowly and carefully and made the introductions and gave him time to feel comfortable with you, which is really important. If people care about their animals enough to get therapy for them to help heal them, they obviously care about how their horse is treated. So that's really important.
Yes, it's extremely important. If they're not comfortable, everything that I'm doing is not going to even come close to helping them. If they're stressed out, their energy is up. If I'm massaging, they're still going to be tight. If I'm doing cryotherapy, they might try to unalive me or someone else.
Right.
Unalive.
Unalive, yes.
Define that.
Yeah, nobody really wants to have that experience with a horse. So
definitely not.
So one of our favorite expressions, and you've said so much about Neil at Ocala Dog Ranch to me, and about all the wonderful things that he has done to help the dog rescue, and that's awesome. So I'm going to bring his name up, because when we're going to talk about Neil at Ocala Dog Ranch, we always say, if you have a horse, you have at least
one dog,
maybe two. Linda Parelli had one in here with her, which was fantastic. Little sweetie pie she is. So we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit and go in the canine direction, because and I think my dog would actually leave me for you at this point. But, you know, healing from a torn ACL is a incredibly long process, and patience is about the only thing that you have to have. And Lucy my dog was on 3 legs when you and I connected, and was holding up that right rear. I'm not liking right rear, because it's right rear for my horse, and it's right rear for my dog too. And she was on 3 legs, holding her right rear up the entire walk, everything. Of course, I've had her on the leash. She hasn't, until just recently, been able to be off the leash, and she's also been in a small pen, confined, so she can't run around the house and jump on furniture and things and hurt herself during this entire healing process, which I thought could be possibly a year. And I think we're about 4.5 months right now from the initial injury. And my goodness, she is like a different dog since you've been working on her.
She's night and day from when I first met her. She's still a love bug, but she definitely is feeling much better.
So much so that she's trying to run around and jump on things. Like Lucy, it's so funny, because I want her to and I don't want her to. I'm like, I know I shouldn't probably let her yet, but she is just enjoying being able to. When she got off the leash the other day, she ran around. I went after her to try and get her. She was so excited. She was wagging her entire body, and then she rolled upside down in the grass and kicked all 4 legs in the air.
It's so rewarding hearing that, and being able to see how much better she's feeling, because it's obvious she's feeling much better. Yes.
She's really. So talk about what the cold laser's doing for Lucy. I think she's on a 6th or 7th treatment with you now.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what that cold laser's actually doing.
So the cold laser has either a steady light coming out of it, or it can pulse. And the frequency that it's coming out at is going to penetrate. And with her, I'm doing a lower frequency than I'm doing on Flynn. And it penetrates and goes in deeper to where it's going to bring more blood to the area that needs that healing. So you've got all of that happening in an area that wasn't necessarily getting that proper blood flow before. So now as it's starting to heal, she's feeling better. So we just keep doing it until it's 100% healed.
And you think about with an animal that has stopped using a limb completely, that has to slow down things like circulation and healing, right? Because she's not using that leg. If she's not using it, then she can't use it. But on the other hand, it's also detrimental that she's not using it, because that's not helping. So the fact that she's now not, and in fact, I was walking her the other day and Oliver was with me, and I said, she is pushing off on that leg. So now she's not just setting that leg down, but she's actually like propelling herself forward on that leg, which I haven't seen for 4.5 months. So that's a huge change in 6 treatments.
Yes.
That's massive.
So it's doing different levels. Whereas if you do, whenever I talk to my clients, I tell them a red light is going to be the top layer. You do the cold laser, you go a little bit deeper. And then with my cryotherapy, you can get even deeper than that as far as getting that blood flow going. So with that middle layer, we're getting into where the tendons and the ligaments are. But there's also a stronger setting that I can set up on my laser to go and help the bone. And the class 4s that the veterinarians have that they wheel around, those are the strongest ones out there. I have a class 3B, which is the lowest, the closest to the vet, and the proper training, and
Super
it
impressive.
is.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. Yes. We only have 20 seconds left, so let people know how they can find you.
GratefulGallops.com, or they can go to Facebook and look up Grateful Gallops, or look up Becky Jenkins.
And mention the Horse Talk Show. You get 50% off your first visit, whether it's for you, your dog, or your horse, and she can cry over your face too, which, by the way, is quite a lovely experience. Thank you, Becky.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
Ocala Dog Ranch offers a variety of services for your dog, including agility training, barn hunt training, board and train, boarding long and short term, daycare, day training, dock diving training and competitions, disc dog, swimming lessons and pool rentals, lure coursing and obedience training classes. Check out Ocala Dog Ranch at ocaladogranch.com. Ocala Dog Ranch is your home away from home for your dog and more.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars. And we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Love presents itself in so many ways. It can be difficult to describe the bond between human and horse because it really transcends words. As we prepare for each ride, the most important thing in our mind is our horse's health and safety. Are we playing our part in this remarkable relationship? We want to go to sleep every night knowing that we did everything in our power to preserve this special bond. Piranha Animal Health, for the love of the horse.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at seminolefeed.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health, in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
A couple of things before we start talking about some of the incredible events that we've actually been a part of or been able to be media at over the course of the last week or so.
You know there's a lot of events when we have a whole segment on events.
Oh my gosh, it's been absolutely crazy. A couple more things I just want to say. One is a shout out again to Becky from Grateful Gallops. She is a veteran. She is absolutely passionate about what she does. She has got the kindest heart. She loves the animals and she is doing so much for mine. So do mention that 50% off and you can have that first service with her. She will come out to your farm. She's mobile. She travels quite a bit, even outside of Marion County. So definitely check her out and learn a bit more. You can go to gratefulgallops.com. And there was something else I meant to mention. See, there were two things. And there it just, off it went. So we'll kick it off into some events that we've been to. It's been incredibly busy. Shout out to Del Shields. I'm going to tell you something. Quick funny story about this group of wonderful folks right here. So if you're watching, you can see a photograph of a group of amazing people. They were all on the Great Florida Cattle Drive, believe it or not. And last week I was getting messages on Facebook saying, hey, you need to come and meet Del Shields. We want you to meet Del Shields from Best of America by Horseback, which is the most popular trail riding TV show that there is ever. And I think it's 22 years in existence. And I started to laugh because I've known Del Shields for about 12 years. So I said, what? Del's here in Marion County? What? I'm going to message him and tell him off for not telling me that he was here. So I go to my phone. I go to text, I look up Del, I start texting, I look, and there's a text message from Del saying, I'm going to be in Marion County. We'd love it if you'd come see us. And somehow I didn't get it. And the funny thing is, it came in when I was on the Great Florida Cattle Drive. So somehow I didn't get that text. But 6 weeks ago, he texted me to tell me he was coming. So I couldn't tell him I was mad at him for not texting me. So when I saw him, I said, Del, I'm so sorry. I said, I was so mad at you for not texting me. And he said, I was mad at you for shunning me because you didn't text me back. I said, oh dear. So anyway, thank you to my friends from the Cattle Drive who let me know he was here so that I did see the text and we did connect. But got to go down to actually a campground I didn't even know was there. I should be ashamed of myself because it's in Marion County. And that is the Black Horse Resort. And it is incredible. It is right on the forest. You could go riding right out from the campsite. They have a phenomenal general store that I wanted to buy one of everything in there because it had such lovely items. The folks that own it are lovely people, and that is a great place to go. Take your horse, camp out, and go on a trail ride and have everything you need right there. The campsite was lovely, so it was lovely to catch up with Del. It was lovely to catch up with all the Cattle Drive friends and visit. And I wish I had known about it because I would love to have joined them on a trail ride. One of them actually offered me a horse, which was lovely of them, but I just had too many events going. But Tamara offered me a horse, which was very sweet of her. But I think everybody had a phenomenal time. And I did manage to catch an interview with Del and catch up with him a little bit about what's on their itinerary next. And you know for sure, next time Best of America by Horseback are here, I'm going on a ride with them. And hopefully they're coming back to that same campground this time.
They should go to Misty Morning Hounds.
I know. Wouldn't that be...
Yeah, I'm brilliant. Go ahead.
Did you hear that, Misty Morning Hounds? You should have Best of America by Horseback out there at the Perry Plantation because they would really enjoy that. And you can ride right off the Perry Plantation onto more trails. Pete, you're not just a pretty face.
There you go. At least you figured it out now.
Check out Best of America by Horseback because it is a great television show, by the way.
And then Saturday, we were at Longines League of Nations.
At World Equestrian Center.
World Equestrian Center, where we had the top show jumping teams of many different countries.
Yeah, 10 different countries, actually. 10 different countries were represented from all around the world. And their top, as you said, their top jumpers, all in Ocala competing at the finest equestrian center in the world. It was great to see Team America, of course, competing. They didn't do so great this year. Unfortunately, they were one of the two that didn't make it into the top 8 for the jump off. But it was a very, very competitive, wasn't it? Very competitive event. And we actually all commented on the fact that instead of the usual 1 or 2 jumps that everybody got hung up on and either had a rail or some kind of problem, the course was so well done by Wade Allen that there wasn't one particular...
You had to watch like 6 different places where rails had come
down. Rails had come down, I know, and that's very, very unusual. And the course walk was fantastic. We got to do the course walk, with them out there and get to see the action.
And the German team pulled it out.
Yeah, it was amazing. Hats off to Germany. Congratulations to them and their team. And actually, one of their riders in their team, we have an interview with also coming in the next couple of weeks on the show. He had never done a League of Nations before. He had done some Nations Cups and he had done some top Grand Prix, but that was his first League of Nations. So that was cool as well. And of course, he was in with some team members who had done League of Nations before, who were very supportive and helped him out. But it was very, very exciting. Ireland put on a great show as well. They did really, really well, and they're tough to beat. They're always tough to beat. So it was just a really, really exciting competition, and hats off to the team at World Equestrian Centre, because my goodness, that is a lot to pull together to host that many different countries with all of their top equestrians and horses.
And I want to thank the World Equestrian Center for the media food. Because that is probably one of the best meals I've ever had at World Equestrian Center.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? The food they put on for the media department was incredible. But we'll have some interviews coming up. We have one with Mason Jordan, representing World Equestrian Center for his family, who own WEC, and we had great chance to chat with him. And then it was wonderful to talk to the German winning team. So it was just a great event overall. It was just fantastic as always, and in its third year. And so then at Misty Morning Hound, something a little different that I haven't seen in years and years and years. And that's polo cross.
Polo cross?
Yeah, polo
Doing
cross.
polo with nets and throwing the ball around.
Really neat. And that was out at Misty Morning Hounds on Saturday. So yes, I have been all over the place. But it was really fun to go out and watch just a little bit. And I love the fact there was a total family atmosphere. Pete's eyes are really big because he's watching, I think, a 6 or 7 year old playing polo cross with the family. I watched your face then go, what? So it's nice to see some little kids coming up in that sport. And Misty Morning Hounds, 530 acres they have out there is perfect for those kind of sports. And it was nice because our friend from Mad Barn was there, Jessica. She had a tent there, got to chat to her for a little while. They had some other vendors out there, and really a nice little setup, and beautiful chamber weather, so it was a good time. So we've been back-to-back events. And we did not make it to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion for the Pro Rodeo this weekend, sadly. I had wonderful friends, both Chris Miller and then my daughter-in-law, Orion, who sent me some videos and photos so that we could actually see what was going on.
There's a piranha horse now.
The piranha horse was there, yes. And but it was funny joke on social media. I photoshopped myself in beside the piranha horse to say, hey, you know, but I was wearing my media gear and everything from the Longines League of Nations, and it was a joke. It was my funny because, hey, I wanted to be there. I was there in spirit, even though I wasn't physically there, but Piranha did a great job supporting that wonderful event. But guys, please stop putting all these wonderful events on the same weekend because I want to go to them all and I can't. So coming back with the final segment of the show for this week. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. We'll be right back.
At Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, our customers say it best.
Oh, the prices were great. They were actually unbeatable.
Thanks, Miss Delara. At Palm Chevy, we do our best to give you our best price and payment without the games. And our entire team is committed to making your experience in sales or service pleasant and hassle-free.
It's been a pleasure doing business around here.
Thanks, Mr. Hars, and we think you'll agree. Visit us today at Palm Chevrolet, Southwest College Road in Ocala, or at palmchevrolet.com. Find new roads.
World-class equine rehab promoting faster recovery is available at the Equine Performance Centre Ocala. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, an underwater treadmill, a saltwater spa, an aquapacer, MagnaWave, a vibration plate, swimming pool, massage and laser therapies. With post-surgical care, memberships, packages and BOGOs, EPC delivers a rejuvenated horse through proven and innovative rehab. Like Equine Performance Centre now on Facebook and find them on the web at epcrehab.com.
DNN Equine Recovery is owned and operated by avid horsemen. With over 75 years of experience in the equine industry, DNN Equine Recovery provides the only whole horse crematorium in the greater Levy-Marion County area, serving all of North Central Florida. All staff are dedicated to demonstrating the utmost respect throughout this emotionally delicate process, providing compassionate and timely service when it matters to horse owners the most. For more information, go to dnequinerecoveryllc.com.
It's time to fight back against summer sores with K-Well's Red Repel, healing and soothing, a lava-slaying ointment of justice, powered by zinc and nature's sass. Safe for all horses, even drama queens, gentle enough for the face. Your horse deserves skincare too, long-lasting and non-toxic. A bonus. Buy a copper curry brush or red repel and receive a free in-store K-Well sample of your choice in Ocala at Seminole Feed Stores, TD Distributors and OBS. Discover more at kwellusa.com. K-Well, strength by nature. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios, presented by Piranha Animal Health in the horse capital of the world.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet.
Your hometown Chevy experience.
Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And before we get to Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, I just want to do a shout out for Larson Hay. You know, having a horse that has been enclosed in a small pen now for 5 or 6 months, having the ability to provide your horse with really, really good quality forage when they cannot be on grass is so important. Quality forage is important even when they are on grass.
Even though he needs to lose weight.
Even though he needs to lose weight. But it's a little hard. He can't get any exercise. And I know that Pete loves it when I talk about bowel movements. It's his favourite topic. But I'm just going to say his regularity and the quality of the forage that he is getting is second to none. And when you see that is when a horse is enclosed and can't have a natural ability to graze. And so I think that's really important. So shout out to Larson Hay. Thank you for such good quality forage from animals. It's really, it's huge. So we're going to kick it off with this segment now with Dancing Pete Rhoda's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complimentary Horsemanship. Today's Tip of the Week, because I'm doing the Horseman Symposium Liberty, is talking about liberty. When I do liberty, my tip would be recognize the slightest try. Sometimes it's just a small millimeter nose turn towards you and walk away. A lot of people, when they go in the stall, they immediately push on the horse, stand in front of the stall and just wait. Wait until they recognize you. And if they don't, then yeah, you can encourage them a little bit, but as soon as they give you a little bit, walk away. A lot of people want them to turn and face immediately. Go on that slightest try, because it's just like if I tapped you on the shoulder and you kind of turned your head, I wouldn't keep tapping, I would stop. So it's the same thing with them. So recognize those little slightest tries. They look at you a little bit, walk away, and you'd be surprised how fast they'll be following you.
A little bit of effort is a good thing.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Recognizing the little bit of effort as well. It's a lot like children, you know, even when it's a little bit, you see a little bit, you want to say well done, because it's a step in the right direction.
That's what I always call approximation. Recognize the closeness of the answer. It doesn't have to be the answer.
Absolutely. I think we might have said this earlier on the show. If you have a horse, you probably have at least one dog. Here is our canine expert, Neil, from Ocala Dog Ranch.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch. One of the most important things to do is to teach your dog to come back to you. Recalls. Recalls can be taught very easily by making sure it's fun for the dog to come back to you. So get in touch with a trainer, learn how to have your dog come back to you. You don't ever want to be worried that you've left the front door open and the dog's running out into traffic and the dog won't come back. Recalls, very, very important in the dog world to protect your dog.
Recall is important with your dogs.
Did you call?
Recall.
Did you call?
Did I call? Do you know when recall's really important? Is when your dog is so excited to see one of their caregivers and they take off so fast on you and you can't get them to come back. That was my dog this morning. So I need to work on that, Neil. If you have a horse, you have at least one barn, most likely. And you want your barn to be safe, right? So here's Pat Myers Electric.
At Pat Myers Electric, we're constantly training to be our absolute best. For all your current barn needs. Hello, I'm Pat with Pat Myers Electric, serving all your current needs. Today's tip of the week has to do with flickering lights. Your flickering lights in your barn are not just annoying. They are actually a symptom of a larger problem. Just like any other small thing, if you hear a noise or if you feel a little heat coming from a receptacle, or maybe you have an outlet in the area where your farrier sets up, but there's still an extension cord running over so that he can have his equipment running. Those are all just smaller symptoms of a potentially bigger problem, and it's important to bring those up to your electrician so that he can come in, take a look, make sure everything is safe so you can continue to have a safe and productive barn. Pat with Pat Myers Electric, serving all your current needs.
Barn safety starts with Pat Myers Electric, and he will come out and inspect your barn completely free of charge, and you have absolutely no obligation to do anything at all. He just wants to make sure your horses are safe. So if you have
being aware, awareness is the first step.
It's very important. Absolutely agreed. It's really important that those little things that he mentioned in his tip there, those little things that you might not think are a big deal could turn into a big deal very fast. And we have seen in the past few years, very sadly, some horrible barn fires. And I'm not saying they necessarily were caused by an electrical issue, but they certainly could have been, and it is something that you do not want to experience.
I know a friend that had Pat come out and said, it's probably fine because he installed it. And Pat found a lot of stuff, and he actually got scared, and he said, well, I thought it was fine. And Pat goes, yeah, just like I would look at some horses and think they're fine.
And they might not be. That's right.
They're not fine.
So we are going to mention some more events. Can you imagine there's more events? Before we get to that, boarding is available at the Perry Plantation where Misty Morning Hounds is, and you could join a hunter pace as well this weekend if you wanted to, coming right up. And what a great place that is to board because you have the nicest facility to ride on. Mention for Becky from Grateful Gallops, don't forget, you mentioned the Horse Talk Show, you get 50% off your first service, including cryo, cold laser, massage, any of her services she mentioned earlier on. Guess what?
Customer Appreciation Day.
That's right. Seminole Feed, March 28th.
Imagine that, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Highway 40 West. Bellevue is 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
The event highlights $2 off Seminole Wellness feeds, $1 off regular Seminole feeds, and in-store giveaways. They have raffles, vendors on site, representatives from the different companies, and 50% off, 15% off in the store on the items.
Always a fun time at Seminole Feeds.
It's a great time, and they have a used community yard sale out front as well, so you can pick up some other goodies there.
March 28th and 29th, Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, Ocala, Florida. The Horseman Symposium. You'll have great like-minded people talking about horses and their take on them, from Linda Parelli, Ryan Rose, Dr. Emily Rose, Jake Birnbaum, Louis Lucio, and Dancing Pete.
Dancing Pete Rhoda, yeah. And very interesting, Ryan Rose actually just competed in Road to the Horse. So
coming back from participating in it.
Yeah, really very challenging, I think that must be, to get a horse ready so fast.
3 hours.
3 hours. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
March 29th is the Hunter Pace at Misty Morning Hounds, presented by Larson Hay. This is an opportunity for you to go out to Misty Morning Hounds, and you can ride that beautiful property. And there is a small registration fee to come out. You can be English, Western, any discipline you want to be, any kind of tack or attire. There are lots of opportunities there to choose from. You can do the pasture fit flat, the pasture fit jump. You can go flat and still jump if you would like to. So lots of jumps to go over. It's like a cross-country course out there. Great fun, water to go through, beautiful woods, and a lovely property to ride on. You'll have a beautiful time. So that's March 29th, and the gates open at 8 o'clock. Last rider goes out as late as noon. Great time. Don't forget, it is also the 5K and the Polo Classic, Love of the Horse, this weekend at the Florida Horse Park, and that is for the Foundation for the Horse. Great fundraiser. And that is Sunday, March 29th. How can you do it all? This is the question. In the horse capital of the world, you simply can't. So do what you will enjoy.
That's right. We'd love to see you at the Livestock Pavilion, but if you got to go there, that's fine too.
Quick mention for our wonderful friends at Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses. Get it on your calendar. October 10th for the Black and White Gala. Gotta go. Can you believe it? Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, definitely the horse capital of the world.
Or not.
Happy horsing around till the same time next week.